How a 4-day week can improve the well-being and productivity of public sector workers. The public sector is facing a crisis of staff shortages, low morale, high turnover, and burnout. Many public sector workers are struggling to balance their work and personal lives, cope with the increasing demands and complexity of their roles, and find meaning and satisfaction in their jobs. One possible solution to this crisis is to adopt a 4-day work week, without loss of pay, for public sector workers. This means that workers would work the same number of hours in 4 days instead of 5, and have an extra day off each week. This could have multiple benefits for both workers and the public sector as a whole. First, a 4-day work week could improve the well-being of public sector workers by reducing their stress levels, enhancing their mental health, and giving them more time for leisure, family, hobbies, volunteering, and learning. Research shows that a 4-day work week can reduce work-induced stress and related consequences, such as anxiety, depression, insomnia, poor diet, and exercise habits. It can also improve work-life balance, which is especially important for public sector workers who often have to deal with emotionally demanding and challenging situations. Second, a 4-day work week could boost the productivity and performance of public sector workers by increasing their motivation, engagement, creativity, and efficiency. Studies show that a 4-day work week can increase productivity by up to 40%, as workers are more focused, energized, and committed to their tasks. It can also improve the quality of work by reducing errors, mistakes, and absenteeism. Moreover, a 4-day work week can foster innovation and collaboration by giving workers more time to think, reflect, and generate new ideas. Third, a 4-day work week could benefit the public sector as a whole by saving costs, attracting and retaining talent, and enhancing its reputation and social impact. Research suggests that a 4-day work week can save businesses money by reducing overheads, such as electricity, travel, and office expenses. It can also help the public sector recruit and retain skilled and motivated workers who value flexibility and autonomy. Furthermore, a 4-day work week can improve the public sector's image and influence by demonstrating its commitment to sustainability, social justice, and future generations. In conclusion, a 4-day work week could be a viable and desirable option for the public sector to address its current challenges and prepare for the future. By giving public sector workers more time for themselves and their communities, a 4-day work week could improve their well-being and productivity, as well as the efficiency and effectiveness of the public sector as a whole. How a 4-day week can save costs and reduce environmental impact for public sector organizations. One of the main arguments in favor of a 4-day week is that it can help reduce the costs and environmental impact of running public sector organizations. But how exactly can this be achieved? First, a 4-day week can reduce the energy consumption and carbon emissions of public sector buildings and facilities. By closing offices, schools, hospitals, and other public services for one extra day a week, the public sector can save on electricity, heating, cooling, and water bills, as well as lower its greenhouse gas footprint. According to a report by think tank Autonomy, a 4-day week across the public sector could save up to 127.2 million kilowatt-hours of energy per year, equivalent to taking 50,000 cars off the road. Second, a 4-day week can reduce the travel costs and emissions of public sector workers and service users. By working fewer days, public sector employees can save on commuting expenses, such as fuel, parking, and public transport fares. They can also avoid traffic congestion and pollution, which can have negative effects on their health and well-being. Similarly, by reducing the demand for public services on 1 day a week, service users can also save on travel costs and emissions, as well as enjoy more leisure time. A study by Cranfield University estimated that a 4-day week could reduce UK workers' annual travel distance by 558 kilometers per person, saving 3.3 million tons of CO2 emissions. Third, a 4-day week can improve the productivity and efficiency of public sector workers and organizations. By working fewer hours, public sector employees can benefit from improved work-life balance, reduced stress and burnout, increased motivation and satisfaction, and enhanced creativity and innovation. These factors can lead to higher performance, lower absenteeism and turnover, and better quality of service delivery. Several trials of 4-day weeks have shown positive results in terms of productivity gains. For example, Iceland's large-scale pilot of a shorter working week between 2015 and 2019 involved 2,500 public sector workers and found that productivity remained the same or improved in most workplaces. In conclusion, a 4-day week can offer significant benefits for the public sector in terms of cost savings and environmental impact reduction. By working smarter, not harder, the public sector can achieve its goals while also improving the lives of its workers and service users. How a 4-day week can address the challenges of recruitment, retention and diversity in the public sector. The public sector in the UK faces many challenges when it comes to attracting and retaining talent, especially in the aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic. Local authorities, health services, education and other public services have been under immense pressure to deliver more with less resources, while coping with increased demand and changing expectations from citizens. One of the ways that the public sector can overcome these challenges is by implementing a 4-day working week for its employees. A 4-day working week means that workers get 100% of their pay for working only 80% of their usual hours, while maintaining 100% of their productivity. This would not only improve the well-being and mental health of public sector workers, but also create more jobs, boost the economy and enhance the quality of public services. According to a report by think tank Autonomy, the public sector could pioneer a 4-day working week on a large scale, as it has done before with other progressive employment practices, such as introducing minimum wage, paid holidays and maternity leave. The report estimates that reducing the working hours of full-time public sector employees by 1/5 would require hiring another 500,000 workers, which would cost between £5.4 billion and £9 billion, or about 1% of the government's total spending budget. This cost would be offset by the expected increase in productivity, tax revenues and reduced welfare spending that a 4-day working week would generate. A 4-day working week would also help the public sector address some of the specific challenges it faces in terms of recruitment, retention, and diversity. For example, a 4-day working week would make public sector jobs more attractive and competitive, especially for younger workers who value work-life balance and flexibility more than previous generations. This would help fill the skills gaps and staff shortages that many public services face, such as in social care, nursing, and teaching. A 4-day working week would reduce stress, burnout, and absenteeism among public sector workers, who often work long hours and overtime to cope with high workloads and demands. This would improve their morale, motivation, and loyalty, and reduce staff turnover and recruitment costs. A 4-day working week would promote diversity and inclusion in the public sector workforce by enabling more women, carers, disabled people, and ethnic minorities to access and progress in public sector careers. This would improve the representation and responsiveness of public services to the diverse needs and preferences of the communities they serve. In conclusion, a 4-day working week is not only a feasible but also a desirable option for the public sector in the UK. It would benefit not only the workers themselves, but also the economy, society, and environment as a whole. As the world's biggest pilot of a 4-day working week begins in the UK this year, involving 3,300 workers across 70 companies, it is time for the public sector to join this movement and lead by example.